Hello, my friends, and welcome back. I'm so glad that you're spending a few minutes of your day with me. Today, we are actually going to go over something that can help you immediately. You see, we're going to be doing sustainable, personalized daily micro habits for joy. So, if you have ever wondered how you can get more joy in your life, then this episode is for you. Now, joy is one of those things that a lot of people take for granted, but it's actually an emotion that we truly need in our lives. And it helps to take off the pressure and it helps to reduce the feeling of burnout. Oh, look, my gate's ready. I'll see you on the other side for the rest of this message. Well, hello there, my friends, and welcome back to A Tip for a Magical Life. I'm your host, Dr. Ember, and I'm so glad you're spending a few minutes of your day with me. I truly, truly am. Now, I understand that sometimes we listen to this and we stare at a massive, overwhelming to do list. Perhaps today you're feeling very burnt out by the pressure to completely change things in your life. It's okay. I'm here to help. Take a deep breath, drop your shoulders, and know that you're in the exact right place. You see, today we are going to be talking about personalized daily micro habits for joy. So I want you to really think about your giant New Year's resolution or the intense 30-day life makeover that you've decided to join. Has it helped you? Does it cause more pressure on you? Go ahead and answer in the comment section below, yes or no. Do you find more pressure with these things, or do they actually work for you? If you're finding that these cause you more pressure, then listen up, okay? Because you need to hear this, and you need to apply this to your life. Because once you do, you're going to start changing things immediately. You see, specifically today, we're talking about how to build sustainable, personalized micro habits that actually stick and bring a little pocket of happiness into your everyday routine. What could be better than that? I know by now you're asking yourself, what exactly is a micro habit? Well, a behavioral scientist at Stanford by the name of BJ Fogg said it best. It's a habit that you do every day that's practically ridiculous because you're starting so small, your brain doesn't even know you're doing it. You see, we're talking about habits that take less than 2 minutes every day to do that will change your life. Think about it this way. Instead of saying, I'm going to meditate for 30 minutes every morning, okay, which is an amazing feat, but it's very time consuming. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't meditate. I'm saying switch it to a micro habit. Okay? Because a micro habit for a meditation break is going to be taking 3 deep breaths before you get out of bed and setting your intention. Okay? So your 3 deep breaths are going to be drawn in through your nose to the count of 4. You're going to hold them for 2 seconds, and then you're going to breathe out through your mouth for the count of 4. Okay? That's how you take a deep breath, especially when you're breathing from your diaphragm. So you're going to want to do 3 of these back to back. And then you're going to want to set your intention before you even get out of bed, okay? And that intention is going to go through everything that you do today. So in this case, we're going to remain calm like we meditated for 30 minutes. That's our intention, right? And we're going to take those 3 deep breaths. And then we're going to put our feet on the floor. Perhaps of I need to read a book a week, which a lot of people will talk about leads to greater intelligence and faster cognitive processing. So a lot of people also say it helps build your self-development, right? It's self-development that you can do. But guys, I have tried to read a book a week. I really have. And unless they're short books, sometimes that doesn't work because my life, much like yours, gets really, really busy. So how about we do this for a micro habit? We read one page a day before we go to bed. From the time we get up to the time we go to bed, we read one page. Now, if you do that for 30 days, you've read 30 pages. You're still improving yourself, but it gives you time to think about what you read. And it's not forcing a huge time commitment on you. You see, the secret science here is simple. Your motivation fluctuates, and it's harder to keep going. But consistency does build neural pathways, and it helps you accomplish things in ways you've never even noticed. So when a task is too small to fail, your brain doesn't fight it. That's the beauty of this. You actually rack up easy wins, and those wins build momentum over and over and over again. And it's a lot simpler to do something for 30 seconds to 2 minutes than it is for 30 minutes to 2 hours. But here's where most people get it wrong. They adopt someone else's micro habits, thinking that's it for them. That's it. That's what they need to do. All right, so let's take the example of a fitness influencer, right? They drink their green juice every morning at 5 a.m. as they start to do their broadcast, and they'll lead you through that workout. Now, here's the thing, guys. If you're thinking to yourself, this is the way I'm going to change my wife, I'm going to be like them, this is where you're going to fail. Because no two people are the same, and what works for one person may not work for the other person. So let's go back to our fitness influencer who's up drinking superfoods and kale at 5 a.m. Now, if you hate that green juice, okay, and I'm not saying that it tastes good or bad or anything like that, but try it, because it is a good way to help you. But if you don't like it, and you love sleeping in, I promise you getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning and drinking that stuff every morning is going to breed resentment, not happiness. And you're not going to keep doing it, maybe for a week, maybe. However, we're building consistency here, right? So we need to do it for at least 30 days. You actually build a habit when you do it for 120 days or more, okay? So we're talking about micro habits here, something that takes a brief amount of time, 2 minutes, right, to do every day for technically 4 months, and you will have changed your life. And I'm going to let you know something, guys. Joy is a deeply personal experience. What one person may find joyful and make them happy, another person will not. See, and that's the thing about habits also. Habits are very personal as well. Because if you're going to stick to something, you need to make sure that you can actually do it. It makes you comfortable doing it. Okay? So, to build your own joy-centered micro habit menu, I want you to work with me here in this video. Okay? I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. And I either want your comments in the comment section, or I want you to write them down on a pen to paper, put them in your journal, and go back and look at them. Because this is going to be what you actually start building your joy-centered micro habits around. So the first question I have is, what is a tiny action that you can do every day that generally makes you smile or makes you feel calm and peaceful? Once again, what is one tiny action that generally makes you smile or makes you feel calm and peaceful? Something that you do every day that puts a smile on your face and brings some calm and peace into your life, okay? Now, it could be petting your dog, like it is for me, or sitting out in nature. It could be smelling coffee grounds or lighting a candle, reading a book, or texting a friend a funny meme. Even telling someone you love, good morning. That is the first action, okay? That's one action that you can do every day. Now, I'm going to tell you this, that after you do that one action every day, where can you anchor this? That's our second question. Where can you anchor this? So let me explain what anchoring is. Anchoring is a motion that you do that can immediately bring you back to that peaceful, calm, happy state. Okay? This is called habit stacking, is when you anchor in one of those micro habits. Now, when you attach the new tiny habit to something you already do every day without thinking, that is anchoring. Okay? For example, after I press the start button on the coffee maker, then I'll stretch my arms up to the ceiling for 10 seconds and just go, thank you that I am alive, with my legs split apart. Okay? That's a very simple thing that I do. Now, it sounds kind of funny, but this actually helps improve my circulation. And it brings more gratitude into my life, which is very, very, very important. So for me, that's an anchoring habit. What would it be for you to attach that tiny micro habit that you're doing to something you already do every day? Okay? So maybe you want more gratitude in your life. While you're brushing your teeth, you could be going over the things you're grateful for every day. That's anchoring that gratitude habit. That's habit stacking. Okay? You can even go and do NLP techniques like pressing on the knuckle on the second finger, the second joint, as you feel that happiness. As you think about what makes you happy, as you do that action. Okay? So if it's petting your dog, anchor that in because it makes you happy. You're going to want to make sure you do that every day. Okay? So the next thing, how can you celebrate doing that micro habit? Remember, we're focusing on joy here today. I don't know, that sounds really silly, right? But it works. You see, your brain craves positive reinforcement. And when you finish that 10-second stretch and you give yourself a mental high five and smile and say, good job, we got this today. That tiny hint of dopamine tells your brain, hey, that felt good. Let's do it again tomorrow. So let's get those wheels turning in your brain about what exactly a personalized joy anchor could look like to you. Here's a few examples. So let's say your goal is more mindfulness, right? Your micro habit every day could be looking out the window at the sky or the nature outside for 60 seconds while you wait for your coffee to finish or your morning tea steeps. If your goal is more connection with people in your life, then just sending one thinking of you text message to your friends, your family, your coworkers, to someone that you're thinking of while you wait for your computer to boot up at work and you can clock in is a micro habit. Now, we're talking about physical joy here, right? So your micro habit could be doing a single 30-second kitchen dance party to your favorite song while making dinner. And guys, that is a great way. If you're dancing while you're cooking, it's going to raise your vibration and it really will bring you joy and it'll infuse that joy into your food. I know it sounds really weird, but it works. Your habits don't have to change the world, guys. They just have to change your mood for that one single minute. And over time, these tiny ripples of joy throughout your day create a massive wave of daily well-being. So here's my challenge for you today, my friends. Pick just one micro habit. Let me know what it is down below in the comments. Make it so small that it feels silly to say no to it. Something that you can do every day. Anchor it to something that you already do and celebrate that when you finish. So once again, one micro habit, one anchor to something that you already do, and celebration when you finish. Guys, you don't need a brand new life to feel joyful. You just need a few intentional micro moments. My friends, thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Ember's Tips for a Magical Life. Go find your micro joy today. I'll catch you in the next episode. Remember, you get what everybody else gets. You get a life. How you use it is up to you.